I hate you. Welcome back to the Working Class Musician YouTube channel. I am Jimmy Franklin. My face is up here. Please click on my face. There we go. That's so much better. I've been wanting to make this video for a while to keep some younger dudes from making the same mistakes that I made when it came to the world of Chibson guitars. The Chinese eBay guitars that plagued the early 2010s, I guess, right? Now, it's not to say that they were all bad guitars, or they were bad guitars, or they were good guitars, but they definitely broke a lot of laws, and they definitely got a lot of people to buy. They're like dream guitars, but not really. Now, what's happened over the past decade now is that we have way better guitars that have come out, way more affordable, authentic brands with good support, made in other countries like Indonesia, and even like Japanese made guitars have been coming through like crazy. Where if you just, save up like 200 more bucks, you can have a really great guitar for a really great price. I actually got this Chibson at doing a studio gig when I was like 20 years old for a friend of mine. I had a Schecter that I brought to the session, and then he was like, yo, check this thing out. And I traded him right there on the spot. I traded him my Schecter for the Chibson, which at the time I think was a pretty good deal. It was a Schecter C1, which was an awesome guitar. Looking back on it, I really wish I kept the Schecter though. Here it is, guys. Check this thing out. Look at it in all its glory. I hate this guitar, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna do the thumbnail song. So let's get it. Moral of the story that I'm going to just tell you right away is I think that this thing is disgusting. I hate it. Basically, I just got a notification actually that 12 years ago in January, I played my last gig with this guitar. 12 years ago, I snapped a string on this during the gig. I put it back in the case that night after that gig, never to be seen again. I just took it out for the first time, and I even hated restringing it. I had to restring it or else this video would have not been, I could not have done this video. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to waste a pack of strings on it, honestly. More than anything, I want you guys to be aware of is that I just don't want you getting ripped off when it comes to being sold a fake Gibson. It's one thing completely to know that you're getting a fake Gibson. I knew that going into this. But for the people that are getting ripped off out there's a couple things that I want you to look out for if you think you're getting scammed into buying a Chibson. Number one, I think it's safe to say that we all know Gibson colors. We can all see from a mile away when they do not have a color consistent with anything that we've known. It's pretty easy to spot when there's a fake color. Some people, I guess, sometimes try and pass them off as like Supremes or custom shops. If you see something a little fishy with the color, most likely it is, so double check it. Number 2, inconsistency in the inlays. If you look at these really close, make sure you always check the inlays because Gibson is second to none when it comes to consistency of their inlays. That's one thing that you will never have to worry about. I don't care if it's Fender, Jackson, nobody does inlays like Gibson. They were the first, they were the best. That's just, you know, if anything, you gotta give them that. Next, not far from the inlays, always check the frets. First things first is that if you're getting a Gibson custom shop or a Gibson Supreme, the frets will be flawless. You won't have any hang, you won't have, you know, frets popping out most likely unless the guy before abused it, but more importantly, check to see if there are fret nibs. What that means is the binding will actually cover the sides of the frets. And on this one, as you can see, come on, the frets are completely exposed to the binding. Let me show you what I mean really quick. As you'll see here on my beautiful real Gibson Les Paul Custom, the frets meet with the binding. They have fret nibs. Come on, focus in on it. There we go. The frets will be covered by a part of the binding. Gibson has fret nibs on every guitar that has a binding around the neck. Do not be fooled by it. The headstocks are where all the fake advertising comes in, all the fake news comes into play. Look at this Supreme logo right here. Let's see if it'll focus it. Yeah, look at that garbage. A toddler could have written that better. Terrible, absolutely terrible. The headstock doesn't even look like a real headstock. It looks like they took a standard headstock and put a binding around it. It doesn't look like it'd be a Supreme headstock at all. This is my last aspect that I think you guys should watch out for. This list that I'm giving you is just a few of the things that I noticed that I didn't at first. It is by no means a complete list. There's plenty more to watch out for when it comes to these guitars. These are just a few of the things that I noticed that I don't want you guys to get scammed on. Before we get to the last thing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to increase your chances of winning my orange terror stamp that we're giving away at 3,000 subscribers, and we are almost there, guys. Last but not least, I hate this aspect right there. Come on, focus in. Maybe if I get my face out of the way, it'll do it. There it is. This is the most notable sign that you are getting a Chibson. What happens here is they make this veneer for the headstock separate and they kind of just put it in on an angle, and it doesn't create a consistent look with the binding. This, as much as you want to hate Gibson, this is not Gibson quality. It is absolutely terrible. As soon as this gets put in your hands, look right here where the nut, headstock, and the binding of the neck all meet. 9 times out of 10, I've noticed that that's the biggest inconsistency. I just want to go on record saying that I hate this guitar, and I don't think that in 2020 and 2021 now, I don't think that it's necessary to own a Chibson anymore. I think there's so many more affordable guitars I think if you're gonna buy a fake Les Paul, you gotta go with a Tokai. I have a Tokai and you can see it on this channel as well. A lot of you have seen that video and everyone knows that to me that guitar was made to feel in your heart like a real Les Paul, and they did such an amazing job. I think these things are complete garbage. Anyone who still buys one in 2021, may God have mercy on your soul. They're not even good to modify anymore. Some people early on were thinking to themselves like, oh, I'm just gonna buy one and use it as a mod platform, which was a cool idea. If you're gonna buy a $300 guitar and put $500 worth of parts on it, then you can just go with a Tokai or or honestly an Epiphone. I'm just saying that over the past decade, we have made such better guitars in this world, and I see no reason for this to keep going. I'm gonna go put this back in the case, back in the terrible case from which it came. Yeah, just remember, no matter what, whenever you buy a Chinese-made guitar, you are going to get a terrible beat-up case. It's like they purposely do it or something. We have spent so much time over the past, I'm gonna go put this thing back in the case from which it came for probably another 12 years. And we'll see, I don't know, maybe I'll sell it, I don't care. Maybe I'll smash it on a video one day. If this video hits 100,000 views, then maybe I'll smash it for you guys. Thank you guys so much as always. This is The Working Class Musician. I'm Jimmy Franklin. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys next time.